Hello everybody, it's your boy Proftrof and we're back again with another video. So someone on the Discord yesterday said this shit is amazing. Cyberpunk 2077. God damn it. How to manipulate your audience. I gotta be honest with you. I did not think the final product of the game was that bad, but compared to what people were expecting and what I was expecting, it was very far away. So let's go. Let's be disappointed once again.
They were going on and on about how they create this vast open world with a branching storyline. The feeling of being there, of walking the streets of the...
That was the problem. They had the first two things going for them, but there was no feeling in being there. None of it.
Future is really going to be breathtaking.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
Damn, bro. Thanks for the buddy edition.
For the past month I've been debating whether I should have my say on this catastrophic chaos which was caused due to the Cyberpunk disappointment. Since I am somewhat late to the party, the challenge becomes how do I say or offer something different that hasn't been done before. It's not so much of a challenge really. Almost every bit of criticism Cyberpunk has received is misguided and will probably be pointless in a few months. Last time
True shit.
I checked, everyone is comparing the water physics and making funny compilations of flying cars. If anything, bugs and glitches are nothing more than a temporary problem that is distracting and overshadowing the real issues with this game. This is how they managed to avoid addressing actual problems in their apology video.
What is that music? What is that music? That's a remix of some song that I know.
They just said, "Sorry for the bugs, fucko!" The following video is gonna be the opinion of someone who lost the utmost respect for CD Projekt. It's gonna be the opinion of someone who oddly enough had a blast with the game. And most importantly, it's gonna be the opinion of someone who didn't see a single teaser about the game and he still got disappointed.
Okay, listen, before we continue, I'm gonna give you all the thing why I am the most disappointed in this game. First off, no faction stuff. How can you make a game that has these developed factions and give you zero ability to interact with them and besides shoot them in the head? Come on, that's fucked up in a game like this. It should not be a thing. Come on, it's 2021, bro. Second off, life paths, they didn't fucking matter. Life paths were supposed to be this thing that changes your whole view of the game, changes your whole gameplay. I watched trailers of the life paths and they were like, yeah, if you choose the corpo, everything changes. Well, guess what? That's a lie, nothing fucking changes. Okay, you get some stuff, but it's like nothing. What else? Cybernetics were supposed to be this big thing. Half of them didn't even do shit besides give you basic stats. World doesn't. You can't do shit in the world. What? I can't do nothing. Everything that's scripted in this game was fine. Everything that wasn't scripted didn't exist because there was nothing that was unscripted that could be fun in the game. That's my biggest problem. Come on, bro. What kind of massive disappointment? I was expecting
a wise man once said,
future.
High expectations, high failures. But in the case of Cyberscam, you can't really blame people for getting their balls hyped up. Going to all these trailers and comments is like walking into an abandoned milk factory. That pretty much sums up how terrible this shit has aged. I'm not gonna tear apart this entire channel for being a total misleading shithole. Something like a cool thermal katana, bringing NPCs to your apartment for a one-night stand, police chases, houses destruction.
Wait, that never happened in the game, right? We can never. I didn't get fucked once with my female character. Yeah. I didn't get fucked once. Did y'all get fucked?
Multiple environment, wall running.
No way. We got you. It's fiction. We made it up.
They were hammering all these trailers left and right every week and the internet was eating this shit up. Nobody ever stopped and asked, what if they're overpromising? What if they are biting more than they can chew? What if they're showing way too much? So many trailers for so many things. Even fucking photo mode got a trailer. There's a style and fashion trailer about a game that doesn't even have a barber. These motherfuckers even
that didn't even matter because you get close to your level and then you end up looking like a fucked up prostitute. A cheap one.
Had a cosplay contest before the damn thing was even out. What the fuck?
Heard you were looking for me. God.
This isn't exactly false advertising, they're just taking very minor things about the game and blowing them out of fucking proportion with a small spark of overpromising. After beating the game, I didn't find anything that special about the guns or the vehicles, so I was quite surprised to see that each of these got their own trailer. Remember in Borderlands how they had like a bazillion different guns? You got your walking guns, you got your guns with shields, guns that explode, guns that shoot other guns. The companies behind them aren't some anonymous source that was overlooked. There's actually a plot and a face behind every weapon manufacturer. Now, when a game like Borderlands doesn't make a separate trailer about its guns and brag about how awesome their strongest feature is, but you do, I am going to expect a high amount of effort, passion, and most importantly, variety. Unfucking fortunately, the weapons in Cyberscam ended up feeling very underwhelming, and it's mostly because of the low amount of options you have here.
Well, there were some guns that felt very good. Problem is there's like 3 guns, half of them are melee weapons. Like for guns, I like Johnny's gun, it felt very good. And I liked the swords, they felt very good. But that's about it. Unique weapons weren't that unique. Oh, congratulations, you have a sniper rifle that shoots through walls. Good job, bro. Fuck you.
Instead of giving you a disposable arsenal with multiple choices that suit everyone, they would rather copy and paste the same shitty gun, but change its rarity, name, and tweak its stat a little. It's not a major problem at first, but once you have put hours...
Now that I think about it, they did the same thing they did in The Witcher. You have 50 million swords, 0 difference.
Hours into the game, it really starts getting tedious seeing your inventory getting filled with 10 identical duplicates of a gun you've used 2 days ago. But this is the part that blows my dick off. In every FPS game, I always go for the long range options. Bows, snipers, don't give a shit. As long as I can take out enemies from a distance while maintaining stealth, the game is a 10 out of 10 for all I care. Now, I don't know about everyone else, but throughout my playthrough, I've only found 2 sniper models. 2! You have this one, which is like an electrical sniper that can charge shots. Also, it's non-lethal, which is the stupid-ass baby pussy way of playing the game. And then you got your traditional sniper that has a suppressed variant, but it feels extremely slow and clunky. It takes years to chamber a bullet and a fucking century to reload. I was so heartbroken to find out I was stuck with these 2 dumb options for the entire game. Sure, some variants are better than the others, like this one has exploding bullets and this one requires 0 aim, but it still feels like the same clunky gun with a different camo, different name, and modded slightly. Meanwhile, fucking Ubisoft puts more sniper options in their games. It's not just the guns, man. Variety as a whole doesn't exist in these guys' dictionary. After spending your first 10 hours in the game, you've probably stumbled upon every vehicle this shady trailer kept flashing and overselling, and it doesn't help that something so easy and simplistic as a paint job doesn't exist. They kept boasting about details in this trailer. Oh, details this, details that. They seem to have forgotten to spend some time and money making a functioning driving experience. The wheels in these cars feel like they were made out of slippery prison soap. Coming from any game that has driving in it to Cyberscam feels like trading your bike for a fucking Walmart cart with 2 missing.
There wasn't any bikes, by the way. What the fuck happened to my... Like, let's be honest, San Andreas, one of the best... Well, okay, not one of the best, because that game had a lot of good stuff, but biking in San Andreas was insanely good. It was fun. It was fun. Right? Why does no open world game have bikes anymore? What is this shit? Come on, just at least do the thing you guys do all the time. Steal good shit from other games that did it better. Yoink the bikes from San Andreas, it's an old game, no one's gonna care.
And let's not forget the extremely zoomed in minimap that doesn't even let you know there's an upcoming turn.
Oh shit.
You end up overshooting every fucking turn like a total dumbass because the stupid ass minimap sucks balls.
Yes. What is this?
Now let's talk about dicks. You guys like dicks, right? If you remember correctly,
oh yeah, this was another big problem I had with this game. This game promised sexuality, adult content, a lot of it, right? There's like 5 sex scenes that are the same thing in this game. I'm pretty sure that's about it. I'm pretty sure there is exactly like 5 sex scenes in this game and they're trash. How one of your best selling points for the game is it's gonna let you fuck and get fucked all the time and not have people fucking me. I wonder...
Around May, they announced that the game will let you customize your PP. This caused every Redditor to have a field day of making memes in the hopes of gaining some karma. Now you, as a meme consumer, you probably heard this news and was like, oh wow, they'll let you do that? They're really serious about this game, bro. But that's exactly what they're going for! The implementation of PP customization was supposed to give the illusion that the character creator is so detailed, so in-depth, that it even lets you choose your genitals. En réalité, the character creator isn't anything that special. There isn't even a either. You just choose from preset nose, preset mouth. And if anything, the whole dick thing was a mimic that they probably threw at the last minute just so they can impress the internet. As far as I know, you never get to utilize your dick during sex scenes. I wish I was joking, but I'm not. Even the plot itself got damaged from this unnecessary amount of trailers. Now, I know I sound like a paranoid dude who considers everything a spoiler, but I have proof this time, okay? So early on in the game, you meet this Jackie dude. At first, he's a jackass who wants to rob your car, but then you guys end up being best friend doing bad.
Hey, okay, let's be honest. Jackie was a cool ass character. I love this dude. Fuck, I'm so sad they got rid of him so quick in that. What I think one of the future DLCs is, and if they implement this, I feel like this game is gonna become so much better. You know that whole little part of the game with Jackie? That's like 3 hours max if you explore the little locked part of the city. Make that bigger. Have more stuff happen there. Have the things that you do there actually, you know, change your next couple of missions. Because nothing you do there changes the next couple of missions. Like that trailer we saw with you having those arms and killing the fat fuck, that doesn't happen. That just doesn't happen in the fucking game. You can't get that. It's just a trailer thing, which pissed me the fuck off.
Shit
You're gonna make a trailer, just put it in a fucking game.
And whatever the fuck the rest of that Spanish shit was, you start working for the top dog criminal kingpin called Dexter the Shaw. You guys are constantly blowing shit up, then eating shawarma, shooting people, then going back to shawarma. What else is there?
That's it.
Oh yeah, then Jackie gets murdered and you get shot. The issue here is that people were already made aware of both of these vital events that are supposed to be unpredictable. The 2019 trailer was...
The thing is, they kind of said that maybe that cannot happen in your playthrough. Maybe you can change it. Turns out, yeah, it is gonna happen in your play. You can't change shit.
Quite literally one big fucking spoiler. Why are you letting me know the death of an important character a year before the game is even out? And then they proceed to market him as much as possible in the following trailers. They even made a fucking figurine for him. During your interactions with Dexter, he doesn't show any secondary motivations or any signs of an upcoming backstab. But when it does happen, it feels so natural, especially when you understand his reasons. But when you're letting the players know about this a mile away, it just takes away the entire betrayal feeling. Imagine if Big Smoke Betrayal was put on a trailer, or General Shepard. Every time they say the game is getting delayed, they announce some stupid ass collaboration. Oh, we have Travis Scott. Oh, we have a Porsche car. We have a Mad Max car. We have the Stars energy drink. We have Arc motorcycle. We have Elon Musk, Elon's wife. We have the IGN writer that played the game 5 months before launch.
David Rodriguez said, does the game run smoothly? Yes, it ran really smoothly.
That's not how marketing works. Yes, there isn't anything wrong with this, but when you're spamming me with all this advertising, you're painting a false picture of comfort. If you're gonna bring this reject Biggie Cheese looking motherfucker and make it over the top,
here you need to chill out. The music was good though. Music was good. These guys' song was fire. They're actually decent artists. Hey, come on.
Made professional music video with rapping and bitches. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that the game is in such a flawless, perfect state that you have no idea what to do with your money. Meanwhile, the game doesn't even have a proper shadow animation. Now, I want you to focus on these two videos because I'm gonna use them as a segue to transition to the next real issue with Cyberpunk, which is the game is barely an RPG.
True.
Alright, let's start with the one I'm least angry about. The gangs. Oh god. They were marketed as this deep, immersive, diverse faction system. In the final game, however...
Oh yeah, true. Yo, true shit. I didn't even think about how I played the game. Gangs don't take territory. They just don't. They don't do shit. San Andreas had gangs taking territory. Come on. Come on.
They're nothing more than colorful punching bags. Watching this trailer after beating the game, I didn't even know there was 8 fucking gangs. That's how insignificant and underused they are. Alright, let's break down the list. You got the 6th Street gangs, who are like elderly ex-military soldiers that are angry because...
The only thing I remember of these guys, they had a unique, like, drinking competition where I got a unique rifle. Assault rifle, which was... cool, I guess.
They don't receive retirement money. Maelstrom, a bunch of weirdos who are obsessed with RGB lighting. Yeah. The Moxes are some kind of a futuristic feminist, but they're made entirely out of plastic. Scavengers do exactly what their name indicates. Animals fight like animals. Tiger Claws, these are the Chinese guys from Sleeping Dogs. The Valentinos are a bunch of religious Hispanics. The Voodoo Boys are this African cult with a terrible French accent. Alright. Stop the video. If you think I'm purposefully dividing them based on race, then you are wrong. I am merely pointing out how insanely stereotypical the game is about its gangs. This pretty much sums sums up how much effort went into making them, but where the role-playing experience gets hurt is when you realize you cannot interact with these gangs in any form of way. You can't join or take side with any of them, you can't damage them or wipe them out of the picture. You can go on a killing spree, murdering God knows how many members of a gang, and 10 minutes later their boss will call you offering a generic filler job or a car deal. Remember in Skyrim where you had all those cool groups that you could join? You got those weird introverts that are secretly furries, the Dark Brotherhood of Assassins, the thief guilds hidden beneath the city. Cyberpunk on the other hand does almost nothing to recognize its gangs. The Voodoo Boys had like one quest and it was entirely shown on the trailer, the same damn
and there is only one right answer to that quest. Kill them all.
Trailer that made this whole system seem so unique and fresh. At the end of the day, there are just enemy types that barely have any differences between each other. You kill them, 5 minutes later they will respawn in the same place. I will never forget the amount of letdown I felt when I did a trial for the 6th Street gang so I can win a legendary assault rifle, and when I was done, the old man actually surprises me by offering me to join them.
You know, 6th Street could use a few more shooters like you.
And do you know how happy I was? Finally, I'm not gonna be some nameless mercenary roaming around with no purpose. I'm gonna belong to somebody, some people. And once again, the game lets you down. You pretty much have two answers. One of them translates to no thank you and the other to no fuck you. Speaking of poor dialogue options, life paths. For a lot of people, this was the main selling point.
Yes, for me this was. I love that thing from Fallout where you choose your past, you choose your stats, and influence is shit all the time. I love this in games, in RPG games. Dragon Age Origins, the game that probably did the best out of all RPGs ever. Your origin in the name changes so much. Come on, just steal it. Just steal it. I don't care that you steal. Just steal it, please. But no, it doesn't matter.
This is what separated Cyberpunk from all the RPGs that came before it. It was marketed as choose what you wanna be from where do you wanna start. There's Street Kid, which is your typical city thug who grew up in an old-fashioned neighborhood. First mission is to rob a car, you meet Jack, then the game hits you with a montage showing friends and happy memories, and after 20 minutes the real game starts. I guess. Corpo, this was everyone's favorite. You're the sleek, rich guy with a high-end job, living his life to the fullest, riding expensive flying cars and drinking fancy drinks, and then out of nowhere, with no build-up or proper transition, the game slaps you with the same montage and now you're some street criminal. Nomad, what can I say? This is the path for the people who like...
I was so excited for this life path. I thought I would live outside, I would see how they perceive the people inside of the city, then I would go inside of the city and it would be awesome. Turns out no. You're out of the gang, you go inside the city, same shit.
Like to live on the roads, enjoying freedom and adventure. People who value honesty and family. Psych, motherfucker! You're a street kid! But I want it to be nomad. Nah, you don't want to be nomad. That path is underdeveloped. Shit, I mean, bad path. But I really wanted to be a futuristic cow. I said, you're gonna be a street. The people who picked Corpo were expecting some business simulator where you get to rise to the top of the food chain, where really, this 4-minute trailer blows the intro scenes out of proportion. What pisses me off to oblivion is that CD Projekt has already done something similar to this. Maybe not as ambitious as this was advertised to be, but it was definitely better than this 20 minutes horse shit. In Assassins of Kings, halfway through the game, you're gonna be forced to choose between two.
Yo, it's true, that changes a lot of your game up. Why didn't they just...
characters and two paths. You have your ally Roach, who's only seeking justice at the same time. He's a racist cop.
Choice.
On the other hand, you have Yervek, a terrorist elf who's just trying
Elf lives don't matter. Elf are fucks. They deserve to die.
his best to survive, but his actions are a bit extreme. Both of their paths have cons and pros. Sure, the place where the endgame takes place is still the same, but it was more about the events leading up to the ending. There are characters that you will miss out on, plots and locations that you will completely not experience based on what path you chose. Without a doubt, this is one of the most effective ways to make me want to replay your game as soon as I finished it. In Cyberscam, however, choose your path comes off as choose your tutorial. You just dick around for 20 minutes doing pointless walking and talking to forgettable NPCs until the game fast forwards you to the linear story. Oddly enough, a lot of people try to defend this scam by saying, look at extra dialogue options. The extra dialogue options are more useless than the Cyberpunk themed Xbox that can't even run the damn thing. They only add additional time-wasting information. The roleplay factor doesn't benefit from them whatsoever. You don't unlock any perks or rewards with them. They don't give you any alternative paths to finish a quest. They are just there for show. Actually, 89% of the fucking dialogues are just for show. What the fuck fucking
Really?
what? Bro, I remember you can get murdered in the Witcher games. You pick some cocky, arrogant dialogue, boom, you dead, boy. Learn to humble your ways next time. One thing that I also consider a downgrade is the way you get your ending. In The Witcher 3, your treatment for Ciri, who's your daughter, will heavily influence which ending you get. In short, if you're a good daddy, you get the good ending. If you're a bad daddy, you get the bad ending. And if you're a careless fuck, don't worry, they have a special ending for dickheads like you. And for whatever reason, they decided to switch back to what every game has and is doing, which is freezing everything and having you in a nice comfy place where you have all the time in the world to choose which ending you want. Why in cat piss would you copy every other developer and ditch what made you special in the first place? You can be a total jerk and there won't be any consequences. Example, there was this little light-skinned baddie called Pam. Let me tell you, I was the worst boyfriend possible for this bitch. I was constantly ghosting her by avoiding her missions, cock-blocking her whenever I can. Bitch sent me a wall of text complaining to me about some girly problems, and in reply I said okay with a fucking dot. There was even this time
Bro, what is wrong with you?
when she tried to rest her legs on my lap and I...
The fuck?
You're not getting too comfortable.
Man, get them nasty ass feet off of me. The fuck I look like, a sofa?
And at the end of the game,
Bro.
she still picks up the phone and tells me how much she misses me and wants me to be there.
What is wrong with you?
Inconsistency hurts almost every aspect of the game. One of them is the story itself. You're constantly being told something, then shown something completely different, which is such an immersion breaker. Exhibit Y, Keanu Silver Sleeves. Throughout the entire game, you're constantly reminded of how Johnny and his music is ancient and forgotten, but as soon as you leave the dialogue bubble, you get to see his brand all over the place. His music is literally everywhere. The bars, stores, radio stations, radios. There's actually an interesting theory about this that suggests that Johnny was never supposed to be as important as he is in the game, but that changed the moment they secured Keanu for the role. In the 2018 gameplay, you get to hear the news reporter say that Silverhand died last year, but in the final game, he died way the fuck back in 2023. This makes a lot of sense because during the flashback missions, Night City doesn't look that old or different. You even spot some modern ads that shouldn't exist at this time. Exhibit Z, Smasher. During the main story, everyone keeps shitting their pants.
To be honest, that probably would have been way better. I felt like Keanu was too everywhere. Like everything was focused on him. Well, it made sense though, but at the same time, it doesn't seem like he's that important. I don't know. I don't think they set him up correctly. Smasher, I'm kind of pissed that we didn't see him at all, like until the end. And that one side quest where you get Johnny's car, but you didn't actually see him. You just go where he is supposed to.
Pants about this Adam Smasher dude that has an iconic line that goes,
You look like a cut of fuckable meat.
the game hypes up this guy to infinity every time it gets the chance to. Something like, he's 90% machine, equipped with the most badass shit. He can just smash into walls. He survived a nuclear explosion. He's the guy who killed Johnny, so he must be really tough, right?
Then you one-shot him. Yep. With the dildo.
Fuckity duckity no. After so many build up, he ended up fighting like a fucking random street thug. This has to be the most disappointing boss fight in all the boss fights. Then he cowers away like a bitch and starts shooting easy to avoid rockets, which ultimately renders him vulnerable for some ass beating. Even outside the story and the dialogue, the game doesn't seem to stick to a decent pace when offering you quests. For instance, there's a mission where you prevent a living car from committing suicide, and another one where you meet an AI integrated
That's just an event. It's not actually a mission. It's just a level.
into a pistol, and one where you're a rock star. You can find a girl whose best friend is a vending machine. You get to impale a dude into a cross, and the fucking Johnny quest. Oh my god, I can't talk about them because I want you to go in blind. There's a shooting competition, a fight competition, but you barely get to enjoy those missions since you are constantly interrupted by the shitty filler quests. This is due to the fact that the good quest icons aren't distinct from the bullshit icons. At first, I didn't think it was going to be an issue since they basically did the same thing with their previous work, but I feel like this is such an unfair comparison because I can't bring my mind to think of a single time-wasting quest from The Witcher 3, except the one with the grandma. Fuck that. Even the quote-unquote...
Well, what do you mean with the grandma? You mean the pan quest? Come on, that was a great quest. You find out about spies and shit.
Quote, job quests were handled much differently. You can physically walk up and communicate with the person who's hiring you. If they lost a loved one, you can truly sympathize and even have the option to tell them a bittersweet lie about the fate of the person they lost. The game also does this weird thing where you feel bad when haggling the poor for a higher reward. You can even spare and talk to your fucking targets, even if they're monsters, for crying out loud. This is how you make a player feel connected to the world, not by making a whole fucking monthly podcast about your city. I once spared the succubus thinking she was gonna give me the suck, but when she didn't, I loaded the previous save and killed her. But hey, that's just for the sake of an example. In Cyberscam, the side missions make me feel like I'm being jerked off around the map like a clown. OV, you gotta kill this dude, bro. He's a bad man, trust me. OV, go murder everyone.
Oh, they did. I never realized they did the Fallout thing with side quests in caves and Skyrim, where they give you minor information, you go in the cave, and there is like a document where you have to find out. I hated that shit. It was good because there was like a million caves, but it was bad when it's like the focus point of your game's exploration.
On that mansion
I never realized that's exactly what they did here.
OV, go steal a car and drive it to a waypoint. Go hack a computer. Go do a tailing mission for me. There is no backstory. There's no dramatic context. No stake. No consequences. You just go do whatever the fuck people want you to do like a good fetching bitch. While I was doing these missions, I was starting to notice a weird pattern. When I went to Google and looked for all the missions that the trailers showed, it turns out that most of the clips were from early missions and some of them were from the very end of the game, including the actual ending, and holy moly ravioli, this made a whole bag of sense. You start off the game with all these cool events and quests that have multiple endings. You bang a MILF CEO, you have the coolest sidekick, and then the game is like, nah, we don't want to do that. We just want to vibe and talk about microchip and technology that doesn't even exist or make sense. Let's do chill missions now, where we ride in the desert and sneakily hack computers, and when the game is about to end, oh shit, yeah, let's go inside the cyber world. Let's blow up the entire fucking town. Let's kidnap the president. The more I think about how these missions were structured, the more it looks like they were all built and scripted like this so they can be presented at some gaming event to give the illusion of a total masterpiece, so Ryan over here can come in and call it the greatest game of all time before he even played it. Out of all the things they pushed and overhyped, none of it comes close to CD Projekt's golden child, the city itself. Now I have to be a fair, honest man and give credit. This is one of the best virtual world I ever got to witness. There's so many little details, so much stylish neon lights. Even though I was running most of my settings on low, the game still looked amazing. There's so many different realistic posters and ads. Some of them are catchy, some of them are annoying, some of them are questionable. Cruising around in Night City during the rain can be such a chill experience. You notice the little water drops on the car windows. Even when there's a shitty fog swallowing the city, they still manage to make it look cool. The best fitting compliment I can give Night City is that it's a literal art museum. As long as you don't touch it. Of course, the moment you decide to hop out of your car and take a really close look at the street, you notice that this whole shit show is nothing more than eye candy. It's the exact equivalent of watching a terrible movie with amazing CGI. I don't even know where to start.
What the hell is this giant wolf? I kinda wanna pet it.
Terrible movie with amazing CGI. I don't even know where to start. Is it the non-existent law system or the artificial idiots that just crouch whenever you do the most minor things? This is a game that promised NPCs with daily routine. It promised you can just walk up to any store in the game. Even the ones that you can interact with feel so lifeless and insignificant to the world. They are no better than a vending machine. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that The Witcher 3 had the best NPCs, but at least there was a bit of dignity in that work. Every major city had its own unique atmosphere and ambience. Everyone looked occupied. Loads of NPCs had routines with different tasks. The streets were so busy with annoying bards, annoying beggars, annoying whores, annoying kids. Matter of fact, the children are always playing different games and singing different chants. They don't even stay at the same place for too long. Sometimes people will seek shelter when it rains. Most areas will become empty during the night. Even the shopkeepers will pack their things and go to sleep. And speaking of shopkeepers, they were far better and more memorable than whatever the fuck these brainless zombies are. You had Hattori in Novigrad, the city.
I don't remember any of the shopkeepers in... Oh, I remember one of the cyberware chick where she got the shop because her uncle or some shit moved cities or something. I don't know. That's the only woman I remember.
City of Thieves, a simple blacksmith like him finds himself a victim of daily abuse from the gangs.
Oh,
Joanna, a very talented armorsmith that often gets neglected by most customers simply because she's a woman. Alchemists like the shady old man who talks to his dead father. Kira, the girl who offers you sex then backstabs you. It's not always at its best, but at least the game had barbers. At least the guards didn't spawn out of thin air. What I find baffling is that you have all these YouTubers that couldn't wait to jump off the hype train just so they can join the hate train and bitch about how this game fails to compete with their favorite Rockstar game, when in reality they should shame it for being a total downgrade that fails to compete with their previous work.
Oh shit.
It's good. No, for real, I'm not joking. It's actually really decent in my opinion. Even though the game has some RNG looter shooter system that causes half of your inventory to get filled with duplicates, some of these are still awesome to toy around with. You can shoot people behind walls, you can bonk them in the head with a katana, you can make them commit suicide, you can shoot a grenade in midair. I've done this like 100 times. You have this epic dodge move, you can do like a Batman drop punch. Sometimes the game doesn't function unless just kill them on impact, so you might as well assume that they got crushed by the sheer weight of my thighs. The creativity isn't on the level of Breath of the Wild, but it's intriguing enough to keep you
Breath of the Wild. Okay, bro. Okay. Who is this guy? Who is this man? Okay, bro.
Wanting to try different goofy shit and explore alternative options. I went for a suppressed pistol type of thing, and there was so many helpful perks and attachments that made me enjoy my approach even more. There's this guy who plays the game like a beep beep boop Harry Potter, just standing there and clearing out an entire outpost just by his eyes. Even if you want to use a small knife like this guy, the game doesn't limit you. Judging from the gameplay, he's probably from England. One of my favorites is also the Doom playstyle. No details needed, just max this tree out and your game should look like this. Even though the final boss is poo-poo brain, they still included the stealth option to take him out. Had they given this game a lot more time, there could have been something for everyone here. Most games nowadays will revert you back to your checkpoint simply because you tried something different or open-minded. Here, you almost always have a choice. I had a lot of fun slicing people with my thermal blades and parkouring around the city. You have people who are constantly comparing shit like driving and water physics, but none of them ever stopped and compared the actual fun part, the pew-pew part.
You don't believe in no fate. Every day digging a grave, stepping up here with a snakes. City of dreams, city of gang. You don't believe in no fate. I might just dig up the grave, stepping up here with a gang. City of dreams, city of gang.
Stop the video. You busted, motherfucker. Twice! Does it seriously take just a shitty montage that I made in a few minutes?
It was, listen, no matter what you say, it was kind of fun, especially when you become a beast. Problem is, it's like an 80-hour game if you do a lot of side content, and even though it's fun at the start, at some point it becomes okay. I've done this like 50 hours in a row, so like you can't just depend on kind of
to sell you an idea. This section wouldn't be on the list if it was flawless, would it, you dirty sheep? Shooting the guns is a lot of fun, but don't forget the brain-dead AI that's receiving these shots. The game isn't exactly easy. I mean, you can get one-shotted at any moment. The problem is, people who can one-shot you don't function, therefore combat gets stale very, very quick. No one does any effort to flank you. I had so many epic stealth moments that were ruined unfairly by enemies who saw me behind the wall. But what truly makes this a boring fuckfest is the healing. When somebody says they died in Cyberpunk, they mean to say they forgot to press X. Throughout my playthrough, I always had a massive abundance of inhalers. I never felt the need to craft or buy them. Every time I glance at my inventory, I see 80 just from spamming F when walking around corpses. The thing about their previous game is that you had all these cool potions, but the game doesn't trust that you won't abuse them, so they counter this by toxicity. The more potions you use, the more toxic you will get, and now you have to wait for it to cool down. It forces you to be slow and smart about which potion you should take. They could have easily added something like a dizziness system in Cyberpunk rather than making you semi-immortal. And just because...
Well, they did say that there should have been like a system where if you get too many augmentations, some shit happens to your humanity. Where is that? Where is that?
You enjoyed the gunplay or got seriously in touch with the story doesn't mean that you should give them a pass for this disingenuous bullshit behavior. Because if you do, more developers will start putting a fuck ton more effort into false marketing, making 30 trailers, and bringing some big Hollywood face that the internet adores. And at the end of the day, when they fail to meet expectations, they hit you with a half-ass apology in a JPEG that is addressing the distracting problems rather than the real ones. And as much as it pains me to say it, Cyberpunk is the biggest living Goliath proof that you don't need to make a butter smooth polished game or just a well structured fun one to sell over 13 million copies in your first month. All you need is Reddit's golden boy and PP memes. The irony is that the plot of the game is literally about evil corporations that lie and manipulate its people.
And then,
the making of this video has taken my absolute soul and body, and as much as I want to be done with it, I don't want to leave you with a bunch of sad faces, so I'm gonna hit you up with some good ass news, okay? If you play on PC, that is. I mean, hey, I'm not saying console people should start living with the assumption that this is a PC exclusive, but really, I just want to highlight some mods. Right off the bat, you need to pick up all these mods that improve your frames. Like, goddamn, I wish I installed these before I got my footage. Ever wanted to look like those RGB obsessed guys? I got you. You got tattoo mods, so you won't be limited to the dumb 5 presets the game gives you.
You have new cybernetic mods. Like, what?
You can change your hair after creating your character. You can change the color of your car. God bless these people. There's an 8 megabyte mod that will make the handling and the driving a fuck ton better. And then you combine it with the mini-map zoom out, and then the entire experience will be fixed since you won't be overshooting anything. It's crazy that in only few months there's a dedicated community that is willing to fix this bullshit of a game. I'd still recommend you to hold on to your wallet until you hear some serious changes. I keep hearing that they are making a free DLC, but first
free DLCs are gonna be trash like the Witcher DLCs, let's be honest. Free DLCs are not gonna be anything special. Just like the Witcher DLCs, they're gonna add 1 quest, 2 new shotguns, 1 sniper, some bullshit like that. Only thing that I think can fix this game is the big DLCs. Hope they deliver on it.
They should be working on an expansion that restores all the cut content rather than adding new one.
Yes.
But at the end of the day, you can shoot grenades in midair. 7 out of 7. Have a better day than me.
Ooh, Nefex. Nice music, bro. Listen, the game is not that bad. As much as you want to shit on it, the problem is it promised too much. The game is like a 7 out of 10 for me. It was fun. It had some good stuff. At the end of the day, it felt like an Ubisoft game, which is probably one of the worst things you can say about a game like this. An open world game. It felt like an Ubisoft game. That's actually a pretty good comparison. It had some stuff they took from other games they did very well, but at the same time the world is kind of boring. It has a lot of shit to do that are not fun, and that's it. It's missing a lot of polish. Well, I don't know. What do y'all think about this game? Let me know in the comments, okay? Anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed this, and I'll catch y'all next time. Quick thank you to the YouTubers and Patreons. Thank you all for the support. Bye bye everybody.